Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Friday. Or, March 200 and something. Or if you're basing time off the election, we're still on Tuesday, November 3rd. Pick your time scale. Time has no meaning in the time of plague. But hopefully you've had a good week overall, considering all of this. So, I'm going to pick up where we left off. This is stream number 17 now, I think, of Horizon Zero Dawn. So, if you watched me on Wednesday, you got to see 3 hours of utter fail, which is now on YouTube for your listening pleasure and viewing pleasure. So we're going to pick up where we left off, as is the case. So hopefully you enjoyed your week. Hopefully you're still safe and wearing masks. Good evening, Sprites and Dice. Look, it might be the dumpster fire of an election, but at least we have gritty memes. Yes, and they are, mwah, they are just absolutely just, mwah, chef's kiss. My favorite of the ones I have seen so far is the one of Gritty in, I forget her name, the character from Game of Thrones. I forget her name, but Photoshop Gritty's face onto that character and tell Donald Trump it was me. That's been my favorite one. But it's not over yet. It's not over yet. It's looking like it's going to be over soon. But as of right now, nothing yet. That may change while I'm streaming.
The Osram have gone too far this time.
Let us pick up where we left off. So, on Wednesday, I tried to do a corrupted zone. That ended in total failure. And then I did the Queen's Gambit quest. And that took a while. That was a whole lot of fail, but around 10:30 or so Wednesday night, I finally got him. I finally took down the corrupted Thunderjaw. And I was just like, good. So we've got on the side quest, we've got Death from the Skies. We've got the Ancient Armory, which I don't think I will be completing in my first playthrough, because that's going to require me to basically comb the entire land for those extra fuel cells. And then we have the DLC, the Frozen Wilds, which I will very likely do before this first playthrough is done, because why the hell not? And then we have the main quest, in which I have to, we're more with Silence, and for the moment, I will blow Silence off some more and pick up with Death from the Skies. So we have to go to Pitchcliff for that. So let's. Yes, I have seen the one, Spreads, and I have seen that one with John McCain as well. Yes. And then the one you linked me to this afternoon, the scene from Avengers. Still want to know what the hell Elon Musk was doing in there.
This must be Pitchcliff.
With a ton of enemies here. Make you the active quest. Aha. get there and immediately have to deal with Glinthawk bullshit.
Now's my chance.
Is it? We'll take all the burning damage. Oh, Glinthawks. How I absolutely loathe you. Although I must admit, that corrupted Thunderjaw yesterday did give me a run for my money. Not gonna lie, that one was absolutely frustrating. Keep doing fire damage because, you know.
Down you go.
Main spray.
Oh, nice. We'll just continue to burn. That's another kill.
Here's a shot for you.
Come on. Come on. Apparently there's one back here.
What made these Glinthawks attack? I better speak to whoever's in charge.
Alright, but before you do that, let's raid some of these Glinthawks.
Dang. We're exhausted. It's the third flock we faced today.
Oh, wow. Alright. Yep, I'll do all that in just a hot second.
Keep that for later.
Take some of you. Some of you. Okay. And it's like, oh,
Could have been the end of us. The whole town.
And the turkeys magically come back, but you apparently cannot kill wild animals in a settlement. I've tried. Where are you? Oh, you can't jump on those because they're not highlighted in yellow. Alright. Good to know.
What madness.
Don't interrupt me.
Just saying hi. Jerk.
Glad someone was here to stop the carnage.
Oh, you're up there. Okay. There you are.
You just flew in on a rainbow and saved our sorry slags. Where do you come from?
A man named Hackard outside the village warned me.
Traitor! I ordered him to stay put. I'll throw him in irons.
He's dead.
What? That scorched out, filthy, rotten dirtwad of a brother. Why didn't he listen? Why?
He was worried you and the entire town would be killed. Do you have any idea what could be drawing the Glinthawks? Has anything changed that might have lured the Glinthawks? Have you left machine scrap lying around?
No. Us around use our scrap. Not like the Carger. They only keep the pretty parts.
So the Karja have been leaving scrap around.
Here? Never. If a Carja wasted scrap on my watch, I'd pick it up and make him eat it.
Has anyone come trying to sell lures? They're devices that attract machines.
Is that real? Is that some sort of Nora joke?
I'll take that as a no. Why do you think the Karja have anything to do with the Glinthawks?
We built this outpost to protect against the Carja. Now they're coming here to trade. Fine. Their shards are as good as anyone's. But everyone knows that they want this place. Come to think of it, they want every place.
But how could the Karja have brought on the Glinthawks?
If I ever get a break from them, I'll see if I can spare a man to follow the trail. Guaranteed, there's a Carja at the other end.
What exactly do you do here?
I'm the mayor. Mostly because I was too drunk to say no when my brother asked me. Tell me where he is, and I'll lay him to rest once we get these Glinthawks to flock off.
You'll find him due south of here, along the river.
Damn that fool. That bung. That lunkhead. Thank you for being with him at the end.
Why don't I investigate why the Glinthawks are attacking? You've got your hands full.
Really? No one ever offers to help me. You, any good at tracking?
You could say that.
All right, then. Let me know what you find. Hammer to steel, a Carja is behind all this.
Alright. Let's investigate Pitchcliff, but first... I got something to do. Just alright. Let's change outfits. Go back to my standard. And we've got some skill points to blow. Scavenger is a thought. As is combat override. Actually, do not have strike from above, so yeah, sure. quests. And how much of the game have I completed? 72% so far. That's not going to get to 100. I already know that.
Turn off! Turn off!
That device is sending out a signal. Might be what's attracting the Glinthawks. What are you doing?
By the sun, it won't turn off!
That device is making the Glinthawks attack. Turn it off.
Me? I don't know how to turn it off any more than I know how I turned it on. I scrounged it from an old workshop.
Ha!
Well, that should do it. Now start talking. Why are you scrounging gear you don't even understand?
My customers demand extraordinary pieces best found at the fringes of civilization. My tales of adventure only increase their value. Where others only dare tread, I flourish. No mountain climbs too high that I can't mount it. My trade demands sacrifice.
Including the sacrifice of innocence? Those Glinthawks swooped down and attacked everyone.
I didn't mean for that to happen. I sought only to sate the appetites of rich nobles who never leave their mansions.
Also, like, that device was, like, right behind the leader's building there. And nobody noticed the beeping or... And wow, you people are thick.
You mentioned you found the device in a workshop?
Yes, I camped out atop the snowy eastern ridge. No easy climb, even in my best years. But I girded my...
Enough. Were there any other devices at this workshop?
abandoned equipment, the likes of which I've never seen. A peculiar silo remained impervious to my attempts to open it. As I searched, I wondered how many secrets lie hidden in this world, as we, in our ignorance, go about our daily...
Your point?
Oh, no, I didn't see another device. But one could still
I love
be
her.
there, waiting to unleash its
I love her so
horrors.
much.
Did you know this whole time that that device was luring Glinthawks?
By the sun, no! I stashed it here for a while, but when I came back, I was nearly beheaded by one of those flying terrors.
This device is dangerous. I have to find that workshop and make sure it's the last. Where is it?
On the eastern ridge, just beyond my campsite. But after I descended from the workshop, a cracking above me signaled my doom. I dove into the river mere moments before an avalanche took out the path. You can't reach it now. The climb is too perilous.
I'll take my chances. You just stay away from that workshop and try not to cause another mess.
Okay. Go to the campsite, which is 500 steps away. But can I cut that time? No, no, I can't. Okay. Because it's going to involve some campfires I have not seen yet. Alright. But it's going to have me go right past some more Glinthawks. Lovely. Alright. So be it then.
That car just said the workshop was near his campsite on the eastern ridge.
Alright.
The attack came without warning.
Okay. in the meantime. Replenish my arrow stores here. 'Cause I hadn't done that after that insane battle with the corrupted Thunderjaw.
I'll find a use for you.
Stop and talk about it. If that's their best, I feel sorry for them. Just stop and talk. Won't hurt you. Wait, I want to talk to you.
Okay.
What's your hurry? Stop for a moment, please. Can we talk? It won't take long. I wouldn't have walked away from that without you. Thank you.
Ah, generous reward box. Thank you. Yeah, I see you. Snap-wise, not particularly. Let's go. Still don't want to have to deal with it, though. Okay. Found a campfire and yes. Glindhawks are going to have to be dealt with because.
Snow. Prickles on my skin.
Far away 200. And there's still another campfire and. That was going to happen. Because there is no way. You're not dead? After all of that? Now you are. trying to do a thing. Really. All I want is to do a thing. Can I increase capacity of anything? Nope, because I still have, you know, the never-ending quest for meat and all that. But... oh, I can craft... ooh. Yes. Can at least do one of those. And resist potions. Now, can I press on, please? Moving right along. Oh, there's going to be more Glintops, because why wouldn't there be? Ah. Campfire discovered. Ah, but where? There was an avalanche. You can't get to it, except for these very obviously placed handholds.
Here's the Scrounger's campsite, so the workshop can't be far. If I can find a way around the avalanche.
It's been a while since we've done a manual save. Sure. Aha. It's not good. Ah. Oh, a chicken. You've got a chicken.
Okay, Aloy, now what?
Really, you son of a... Fuck you. Just seriously, fuck you. Oh, we've got a freeze bellow rack. Nice. Alright, who else is coming? I heard you. Oh, you're just a couple of pictures.
Damn! No more of these. Anything else? Oh, you don't look good at all. Too far away. Alright. Well, I get something. Still nothing. I'll bet Allure brought that Stormbird here.
Yep.
If I find any and destroy them, the machine should leave. There. Allure.
Oh, great. Great, great, great. Come on, bugger off. It is probably going to see me.
They know where I am.
Entirely.
Just mind your business. chill, bitches.
Come on.
Done. No more lures. Now about this workshop.
And the Triforce? We have found the Triforce! Apparently Link and Zelda were here. How about that? Good, because I really did not have to. I really did not want to have to deal with that storm burn. Just no. Come on.
So Dervahl was behind these lures. Brilliant. And dangerous. Now to bring word back to Pitchcliff.
Tattered letter. Dearest cogs and puppets, you miserable bungs have failed to find me. Again. Your attempts to capture me would make me laugh if I weren't so busy running circles around you and your so-called intelligence gathering. Just give up. Or better yet, kill yourselves and save me the effort, you worthless slags. Never yours, Dervahl. Oh. But he loves them. Okay. So let's return to our boy. Ken, if you're out there joining me this evening,
I
thank you
can't
so
believe
much.
this happened here.
Thank you so much for joining me. You're taking a nice break from the election dumpster fire going on at the moment. We still don't have a winner, by the way. We're on day 4 of November 3rd now, so
What will we do now?
You'll be happy to know I found another one of those lures and destroyed it. Should be the last you'll hear of it.
By fire and spit, you went above and beyond. How do you know there won't be any more?
The workshop where I found it was long abandoned. You're safe.
Good. My troops want to spit and shake your hand, as my brother would have. On behalf of Pitchcliff and my family, I thank you.
yay! Alright, that is gonna be a level up. That brings us to 43. Yes, good, good. Alright. So I have 2. And... you know what? Not quite yet. Okay. Alright. So we have the DLC stuff, the Ancient Armory is going to be a while. I still had... oh, I had... quite a few. 3 tutorials with the sling. Okay. Kill machines with proximity bombs. Sticky bombs. Multiple enemies with a single blast bomb. Alright. I could try doing that. Get that out of the way so I don't have that hanging over my head. Blast bombs, proxim bombs. Sticky bomb. Okay. Oh, that's what I was trying to modify. Ooh. Oh well, okay. Yeah, that's a yes. Sure, I'll add a bunch more damage. Why not? Okay. Yeah, let's take care of that these last couple of tutorials here. Blast bomb. Sticky bomb. Come on.
Fire and spit. Is that a Nora girl? It must be with her like that.
Get out of the way.
Need them soon enough.
Alright. So I gotta find some machines to some lesser ones, ideally.
Now they're hunting me.
Go.
That'll help.
Alright, took care of that. What other tutorials do we have that I can get rid of? Kill machines with proximity bombs. Okay. Alright. I've got the tutorial. I might as well take advantage of the extra experience points. one more will get me some nice experience points. There's that corrupted zone that I had major difficulty with yesterday, or Wednesday. So what's some good cheap enemies I can deal with? Some good cheap enemies, I say. I will go back to that corrupted zone at some point. Probably not tonight. Yep, I'm within a settlement, apparently. I can't do that. Broadhead site. You'll do. Another 2670 on the experience pile there. And what's the last one? Kill multiple enemies with a single blast bomb. Okay. So I need to find what? Let's see if we can do this the good old fashioned way. There's a Banuk figure, a sawtooth sight. Long leg. Snap maw. Where's my starting point? Bones. Strider size. Ah. Yeah, you'll do. You'll do. Just want to knock out the last of these tutorials before we continue on with the plot here. Again, you out there watching me, thank you for spending some of your Friday evening with me. Take a bit of a break from the election fuckery. I think I've watched more CNN in these last 4 days than I had in the last decade. I don't know. It's just this sort of fatalistic desire to be informed, or just to watch the CNN anchors just literally just give no fucks. what I would like is to have a bunch of you together. Well, there's also a vantage nearby. I actually have been wanting to get more of the vantages because those are some very interesting bits of plot. Ah, yes. That's what I'm like. That's what I was looking for.
Not bad.
Okay. Okay. One more set
I
of
think I'm in the
two
clear.
that I have to kill at once. And then that will complete the last tutorial. I think that's the last tutorial in the game. I think I'll have cleared them all after that. But there's a vantage, so let's do. It's up there, predictably.
A vantage. I can use my focus here.
A pocket shitstorm tour, day 2. My father guest lectured here. A 300-level military history course on the age of human air power. Might as well have been teaching medieval siege tactics. I was 8 when he died.
I wonder. Anything of note in here? I don't know if I've explored this. Though it looks familiar. Yes, I have explored this. I just remembered. I'm like, oh, right. Yes, I have. Alright. So let's see. Can I find another... That's the hunting grounds. Just want to complete that tutorial. Well, I can at least sell some stuff. Because I've actually got a lot of stuff. So let's clear out some space here. And I already have the golden one, so I don't actually need all of that. What I would like, before I do that, let's go to the scrounger site.
Definitely awake now.
You're not gonna make a move. One. Okay. explored these ruins before? I think I have.
Go on forever.
Nope, you guys can hear.
Damn it.
No. No. Come on. Come here. I want to get a bunch of you here. Oh, fine. Got it. All right.
Good to see a seeker dressed as she should be, as a Nora.
Oh, all right. Have I explored these? Oh. Oh. Were these?
This old place.
Ah.
I haven't been here in years. Wonder what I can find.
Ah, the ruins that she started in. Aha. Which... These were the ruins that I started in at the very beginning of the game as a young girl. This is actually the first time I've been back to them. Possibly a power cell. And good evening, by the way.
And pray for us sinners, now and at the hour of our death. Death. I'm sorry. It's been a while. Oh, these meds Johnny gave us are really something. So, okay, from the top, kids. Hail Mary, full of grace.
Alright, that's where I started from. I don't know how much time has passed between when Aloy, when Aloy explored this as a little girl, to now. Oh, apparently there's a metal flower down here. Nice.
That area back there. I wonder if I can find a way into it now that I'm older.
Yes, I can, and there's a data point. And a power cell.
Another power cell. This should help me get to that ancient armor.
And a data point that I couldn't get to before. Oh. From Director Evans to all good things. To all staff, I regret to inform you that our worst fears have been realized. The Wichita salient has collapsed and our position will be overrun in less than 24 hours. As I'm sure you understand, exfiltration transport is not available. If you wish to abandon the facility and try your luck on foot, you may do so. Lock 2 will seal at 2100 hours and remain unsealed for 15 minutes. Godspeed. For those of us who'd rather not die on our feet, there will be a gathering in the community room at 2200 hours and Nurse Channel will make other means available. I want to underscore how proud I am of each and every person who served at this post. It is important to bear in mind that our sacrifices were not in vain. I hope that makes this a little easier. For months now I've been signing off messages as Director Evans, but I suppose we can dispense with such formalities now. Respectfully, Ellen. So that's what happened in here. Very start of the game.
Gonna come in handy.
So there we are. I found another power cell. Flower behind me. Light of the moon moves west, flower shadows creep eastward. Do you mind? I was already in here. Okay. Is this becoming Scooby-Doo? I should hope not. Now we know what happened in here. The fuller picture has been revealed. And I have a second power cell, so I can go back. In theory. Okay. So, let's change the quest here. Those ruins are... where? Oh, right there. There's another metal flower over there. Alright, well. Let's travel here. Is this... Holy Ghost! Holy Ghost! Holy Ghost, is this an episode of Scooby-Doo? Jinkies! Go here then. Come back here, you mincing little... meat.
Oh, might need that.
Meat. Now, there was a way... there we go. Like, there's a way down here without me actually having to fall, you know, 8 trillion. Because I did this just the other day. There we are. Down. Down. That's what I should have done the first time. Alright, so I've got 2 power cells now, so hopefully that does what I need. Actually did not expect to find a power cell, but I will take it nonetheless. I hadn't realized that the ruins that I was just at were the ruins that Aloy had
That
explored
was
when she was
refreshing.
a little girl.
This too. It's some kind of code. Maybe there's a clue nearby.
Right here. 12, 15.
Maybe there's some more information nearby. Something that will tell
18.
me how this works. Looks like each dial has 4 positions. Maybe if I get each dial in the right position.
21.
Did it. Now to check the door. Those clamps have the armor locked in place. Maybe there's a way to power up the mechanism, release the clamps.
Experimental personal... Wow. Alright. Data point. Ultra Weave progress. General, you want it fast, cheap, and good, and that's what we're going to deliver. By using a flexible nanofiber weave instead of plating and enhancing protection with a 400 EV hard light microprojector, we've reduced our testing cycle from weeks to days, and I'm confident we can get the suit out by next month. With enough production to cover dozens of elite units at least. Better yet, it will be half the weight, half the cost, and offer twice the mobility. All we need is the balance of our funding, a few more techs, and another experienced test subject. I know resources are stretched to the breaking point, but any more delays will jeopardize the schedule, so please advise ASAP. May God be with you and Jane in these dark times. Semper Fi, Major Garrow. Resources. That's the armor.
Just need to install these power cells. That should do it.
Really? I have to find 3 more? God damn it. I am definitely going to have to... This particular quest is probably not going to wind up completed. If I found 2 of them by pure accident... If I found 2 of them by pure accident, that means there's another 3 floating out there that I have to scour the planet for. Jesus Christ. Alright. Well. Back to the plot quest, then. Alright. Alright, well, no, I'm not out of the bunker yet. Now I am. Okay, well. Let's go back to Sunfall then, and pick up with the plot. If I somehow find those other 3 cells by pure accident, that would be some nice armor, I think. I should hope so, with the way they're going to make you work for it. I don't know, Winged. I was hoping that maybe the game would have thrown me a little bone, but apparently not.
Stay sharp.
What are the Kaja without... Can we even call ourselves Kaja?
Well, certainly I'm not worried. The sun has always granted me favor, and it will again.
Want to hear what I think? The missing Kestrels were apostate spies. They're reporting to their false king as we speak.
No wonder so many of our soldiers have disappeared. Probably killed by these lunatic machines.
Starving was bad enough. But
Really? Nope. Oh, good thing I saved it.
At least Ethan is still alive. Avad wasn't so charitable where his father was concerned.
Snatched away? How much must we endure? We can't even keep the Sun King safe.
It looks like I have to do a hop, skip, and a jump. Yes, I do. I just apparently didn't stick the landing the first time.
The other side of the tower. Look for a vent.
For a vent.
I see you've been here before.
Obviously. Now, it's very important that you hear what I'm about to say. I've shown you the way in, but this humble vent marks a point of no return. Before you descend into the depths here, you should be fully committed, equipped, and focused. No distractions. If you have errands to run, do them first or hold your peace. I won't tolerate whining. Is that clear?
You'll tolerate what I give you, Silence. I didn't ask you along for the ride.
Alright, well. Let's fully load up then. If this is indeed near the end of the game. So, sure.
I'm heading down.
I've spent a lifetime trying to uncover the secrets of this world. Where the machines came from. How the old ones achieved such marvels only to fall into silence and death. A lifetime of failure. As year by year, decade after decade, I hit walls I could not break, doors I could never breach.
Hello.
Until a Nora huntress marched out of the savage east. And voila, for her, all the deepest secrets of the earth were laid bare. I suspect you will have an easier time with this door than I did years ago.
Hold for identiscan. Genetic profile confirmed. Entry authorized. Malfunction. Malfunction. Malfunction.
Are you kidding me?
You don't hear me laughing.
Shut up. There's gotta be another way. Hey! Elizabeth Stovek here! Requesting access!
Access request acknowledged. Root command functions available. Do you wish to proceed?
I do! Get me through this door!
Analyzing. Primary access inoperable due to mechanical failure. Emergency venting procedure likely to circumvent blockage. Do you wish to proceed?
Yes.
Emergency venting authorized.
I underestimated. See, by now
have everything.
That will draw attention. We won't have this place to ourselves for long now.
We? Last I checked, I was the one risking my life down here.
Yes, fine. Now will you please get moving? There's so much to learn in less time than I'd hoped.
So, though I did get the one winged in Maker's End, that was again by accident. I must have missed the others then. So those other quests are main story quests, so I just must have overlooked an area, didn't fully explore it. So those are just areas I'll have to get on the next playthrough. Because I will probably be doing a new game plus of this.
Welcome to Project Zero Dawn.
Zero Dawn. We found it.
Are you really so surprised?
Facility diagnostics detect multiple failures. Attempting repair.
So, what was this room?
An entrance hall, perhaps. Have a look around.
Nope, data point number 1. Another incident. This morning's unfortunate incident with Dr. Popovich is another example of reception's need for additional support. We appreciate that Zero Dawn is an immensely complicated project, but as the staff who serve on the front line, we're tired of being neglected. As we have already requested, we need human translators, fluent in Polish, for example, security staff who can subdue enraged embryologists, for example, and dermal sedatives to calm persons who are screaming in Polish while hurling chairs and vases at reception staff, for example. Yes, most of the candidates are reasonably calm and well-behaved, but we need help handling the exceptions to that rule. Please respond. Another data point. We need support too. Reception staff continues to require additional support managing Zero Dawn candidates when they arrive at the facility. Many are frightened or confused, some are highly agitated. These are not the sort of persons who are accustomed to having information withheld from them. At minimum, we need human translators. The Langbots are not sufficient, and mild sedatives for the extreme cases. Any and all support would be welcome. Perhaps you could start by responding to one of these mails? Nice to know that being short-staffed is a chronic problem well into the future.
Please take a seat and wait for your name to be called. A selection of beverages and snacks are available.
A smaller room.
Okay. Data point. Restock or else. For the 5th time, please restock the lounge's selection of herbal teas. If I have to listen to one more egghead throw a tantrum because we're out of the organic cucumber mint or blackberry sage varietals, I am going to lose it. Please respond, and this time no tempest in a teapot or steep demand jokes, okay? Data points. Right there. Soundproofing. Would it be possible to improve the soundproofing between VR1 and the lounge area? Most of the candidates stay quiet during the presentation, but the ones who scream or sob can be plainly heard by candidates waiting their turn in the lounge. Just a thought. God, I almost feel like I'm at work.
Please proceed into viewing room 1 for an important message regarding the purpose of your visit.
So I have a feeling a lot of plot is about to get thrown at me.
What was this place?
A holographic theater.
CD-01 data intact. Initiating playback.
Welcome to Project Zero Dawn. I am General Harris, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff of the United States of America. I'm sure you've heard the rumors that Zero Dawn is a top-secret superweapons program, the technological miracle that will save us from the Pharaoh Plague, if Operation Enduring Victory can hold off the robots long enough. The reason I'm sure you've heard the rumors is that I'm the one who spread them, and they are all lies. Zero Dawn is not a superweapons program, and it will not save us. Nothing will save us. And here's why. By the time the glitch was noticed, it was already too late. Nothing could stop the Pharaoh Plague. Nothing can. Its robots will continue to replicate and devour the biosphere. Life on Earth will be destroyed. Our planet reduced to a barren sphere. Global extinction is inevitable. No matter how many we kill, the robots just keep exponentially making more. If we had their deactivation codes, we could shut them all down. The entire swarm. But since their cryptographic protocols use polyphasic entangled waveforms, cracking a code set would take half a century. At best, we've got 16 months. Not exactly what you'd call a survival option. The destruction of a biosphere is not the sort of apocalypse you can wait out in a fallout shelter or a space station. There will be no Earth left to reclaim. Just a lifeless, toxic rock with several million Pharaoh robots on it, hibernating, waiting for something to eat. This is the horrible truth behind the lies of Operation Enduring Victory. My lies. Lies designed to inspire millions of innocents to sacrifice themselves in battle. Why? One reason. To buy time for you and the work you will do here. Zero Day, the day that life on Earth ceases to exist, is coming fast. It cannot be stopped. The hope of Zero Dawn is that something new might come after. But I will leave it to Elizabeth Sobek to shine that thin ray of light into the darkness. Harris, out.
That doesn't make sense. Life on Earth didn't cease to exist.
He said it could not be stopped.
But it was. Somehow Elizabeth saved us. I've got to keep looking. Find out how she did it.
Okay. Okay. Well, that was already... I had already surmised that bit of plot from earlier on. You know, Mr. Pharaoh, who accidentally sort of destroyed the Earth to make a buck. We've got 5.
Kestrels. They got in. Through the vents.
Let nothing stop you from learning the truth.
Spread out!
So there's at least
if it moves,
6.
kill it!
What is this place? Tomb?
So there's at least 6 data points in here.
It is accurate, yes.
So these mechanical monstrosities,
They don't just kill people. They feed off them. Not just people. All organic matter. Every living thing. Dissolved into nutrients. Millennia of evolution. Liquefied. The miracle of life. Word. Yes. Who did this? Pharaoh? That arsehole. Is he here? No, Doctor. Please. Tell him Tom Payne wants a word.
We're too close to the tribal print to stop us now.
Get off!
The database. What did they contain?
Please! You get Ted Pharaoh in here!
I gotta listen to that again, because I was, otherwise occupied. So I will do that. What are you? Oh, okay. That'll be, yeah, okay. Let's get to the data points in here first.
It is accurate, yes. So these mechanical monstrosities, they don't just kill people. They feed off them. Not just people. All organic matter. Every living thing. Dissolved into nutrients. Millennia of evolution. Liquefied. The miracle of life reduced to bloody biofuel. In a word, yes. Who did this? Pharaoh? That arsehole. Is he here? No, Doctor. Please. Tell him Tom Pake wants a word. Now, get off! Get off! Doctor, please. You get Ted Pharaoh in here!
Want to discuss? Whew. So Mama, she was right.
Pardon?
My mother, she took her Bible real serious. Not just Texas Bible serious, Pentecostal serious. Favorite chapter? Revelations. Now, I didn't always understand her on account of all that speaking in tongues and such, but when she did use her words, there was always end times this and lake of fire that on account of sinful lifestyles. Speaking of which, mind if I smoke? A tobacco cigarette. Sorry, darling. My taste run classic. Compliments to your team tracked me down. Been a price on my head 18 months now. Sterling Malky was me, don't mind admitting. Been plenty of snakesters chasing the bounty too. But I kept the zigging to their zag. How'd you finger me?
I believe Dr. Sobek listed you as an alpha candidate. Priority snatch and grab.
Always suspected she had a little thing for me. Hey, I don't suppose you got real coffee in this place. You know, blood coffee? Conflict cappuccinos?
Mr. Tate, I'm clearing you to proceed. Just go.
Okay. 2 out of 6.
Who previously worked for Faro Automated Systems.
On the chariot line self-replication routines. I came here thinking this was a rendition. When your people took me, I thought, about time. I've been trying to swallow the guilt every day since...
Would you like to take a moment?
No, I really hoped Zero Dawn was a way to undo it all. My work. And I'm sorry to say I was ever proud of it, but Ted could really sell a concept, and in the labs, in the light of creation, that first test run, when you saw they understood their own structures, could rebuild themselves from memory and light, there were no limits. God, there were no limits.
Look, let's cut the mystery. You're building a colony ship. It's obvious. And it's not gonna fly. I mean, literally. Remember the Odyssey? That multinational heap of space junk that's been in graveyard orbit since '57? That went nowhere real slow, and you have to get somewhere real fast. Do you have any idea the immensity of the challenge to prep a new colony ship in time?
To be clear, I'm not a worker on the project.
Do you even understand how few people it could save? The whole generation ship concept is not gonna happen. It's the first thing you'd abandon in favor of embryonics. For that kind of storage, we're talking a lot of bulk, a lot of power, a lot of resources. So even if you do it, even if you build it and point it at Sirius X, there's no room for people on that thing, all right?
If you could try to remain calm.
You people are crazy if you think you're getting off this rock. No one's getting off.
Medical.
There are 4 more data points to be had, but before I do that, I'm curious. If this goes where I think it goes. Okay, so that just takes me back to there. And that takes, okay, that takes me out to there. Okay. So it's just a shaft. Okay.
I'm sure you now understand the urgency of why we brought you here, Ms. Okilo.
Captain Okilo, are you trying to thank me for not resisting?
I believe we could negotiate a diplomatic solution.
When it came to my country's lithium, it was always a swarm that would be sent to negotiate. Metallurgic International, U.S. Robot Command. The markings changed, but the robots were the same.
You have had considerable experience in human-robot conflict.
Yes, and I've got the prosthetic limbs to show it. Yet I continue to face this horror, even though the challenge was great. Cyber warfare. I thought Zero Dawn would be a Manhattan project to generate the deactivation codes. With the resources I had, I estimated code breaking to be a hopeless endeavor. I was almost looking forward to being proved wrong.
Unfortunately, your estimation was correct.
As your General Hera said. So then, you did not bring me here to commiserate. What is left?
Okay, there's still 3 data points to be had here. That's counselor guidelines. Okay. For debriefing after presentation 1. Candidates must be allowed to ask questions and be given the necessary time to fully absorb the information they have received. It is important to be aware that candidates have just been exposed to triggers for severe mental and emotional trauma. Do not assume silence or outward calmness indicates acceptance. It is essential to stress that all other options for combating the Pharaoh plague and preserving the continuation of human life have been considered and found unworkable. Communicate this fact calmly, but clearly and firmly. Familiarize with data on the catastrophic environmental impact of nuclear engagements versus the swarm, Addendum B1, and unfeasibility of maintaining life in orbital, lunar, or undersea structures, Addenda C1, C2, C3, so that you can counter candidates' objections in depth. If a candidate asks for time alone to review supplementary information, allow this without hesitation. Be sure to inform security personnel so the candidate can be monitored for attempts at self-harm. Candidates should only be cleared to proceed to presentation 2 if you believe their mental state is sufficiently stable. Note that real-time support will be available via your focus. Security and medical crisis teams are data corrupted. You have that data point, just another audio one.
With Suzanne Alpert, environmental scientist. Doctor?
I'm sorry, I wasn't,
Just stating your name. What were you thinking about, Doctor?
Nothing the General said. Not really.
I was on the Syzygy East Response Team in 2051, just after the second earthquake compromised the reactor. I still dream about it after all these years. The red zone spreading on the imaging, slowly, so slowly, like a hand opening its fingers.
Your involvement in that event is why you were asked for by name.
Really? That's interesting. Because nothing worked. Nothing could grow there again. It was a catastrophic failure. But the red zone is a blip compared to global-scale biomass reduction. The biosphere and hydrosphere will collapse, render the Earth uninhabitable long before the robots finish us. Enduring victory can't buy time against that. So, you'd better show me what Zero Dawn really is.
Oh, there's one more data point. Is it in here? It's telling me it's over here. So is there a way to get out? Or is it something that's in the next room? Oh, wait. So there was a way up here. Okay. And you are the last one.
There is some mistake. I don't understand why I was brought here. Why would you show me these things?
I know that there's already a lot to take in.
In the waiting area, I was seated with a Nobel laureate in biophysics and a monk, I think. He spoke neither English nor Mandarin. It is very strange. And General Harris? What was he talking about? The robot swarm, the Pharaoh plague? I understand it is terrible, but it really cannot be stopped? Why tell us this? There are people in Shanghai, my friends, my family. They have joined Operation Enduring Victory already. It is for nothing? We will all die?
We're going to be able to answer some of these questions.
I just want to know why I am here. It doesn't make sense to me.
You were brought here because of your skill set.
No, that can't be right. I am an art historian. I know Dutch masters, Japanese calligraphy, Gerhard Richter. What does that matter now?
So you got a variety of people.
CD02 data intact. Initiating playback.
All right.
Elizabeth Sobek.
You've heard the bad news, and it's all true. The Pharaoh plague is devouring the biosphere. Life itself will cease to exist. But does that have to be the end? What if we could give life a future? What if we could build a kind of seed from which, on a dead planet, life could blossom anew? This is the aim, the hope, of Project Zero Dawn. To create a super-intelligent, fully automated terraforming system and bring life back from lifelessness. What would such a system require? At its core, it would need a true AI, fully capable of making the trillions of decisions necessary to reconstitute the biosphere. An immortal guardian, devoted to the reflourishing of life. We call it Gaia. Mother Nature as an AI. But that's just the core of the system. She will need to be surrounded and empowered by a comprehensive suite of subordinate functions. Think of them as extensions of Gaia's mind, each dedicated to a specific purpose. Now, these aren't AIs, but make no mistake, each presents an engineering challenge more profound than anything the human species has ever before attempted. Hardware that preserves and then gestates the billions of seeds and embryos from which life will be reborn. The construction of underground facilities to hold it all. And that's just the start. We don't have to build the entire system. The beauty of a fully automated terraforming system is that it can build itself. Now, over the days to come, you'll learn how all these functions, all these pieces that you'll be working on, fit together. How we'll race the clock to execute our harvest initiatives, write the software, build the tech and the facilities. How we'll lock it down and seal it up before the inevitable occurs. But even more important, you'll know how it doesn't end here. How Gaia will generate those deactivation codes General Harris talked about, and build the transmission arrays to broadcast them, shutting down the Pharaoh robots for good. How Gaia will not just build, but imagine any conceivable robot it needs to do its work across centuries. From detoxifying the Earth's ravaged atmosphere and poisoned seas, to the regreening of the Earth from cryopreserved seed stalks, to rewilding the Earth with animal life. And then, when all that is done, how a new generation of human beings, spawned at cradle facilities around the globe, will partake of Apollo, the vast archive of human knowledge and cultural achievement from which they will learn of us, our world. And most important, how not to repeat our mistakes. It's not an impossible dream. It is within our grasp if we work tirelessly and stop at nothing to achieve it. We can't stop life from ending. But if you will help me, help Gaia, we can give it a future. Join me and help make that future real.
The whole Earth destroyed, but then remade?
Yes. By a machine. A machine of creation.
Elizabeth did this. For life. For us. But why Hades then? If it was part of Gaia, how did it end up in the wreckage of a Pharaoh robot? And why does it want to kill me? And Apollo, the archive of knowledge, what happened to that?
I'm as confused as you are. Maybe the answers lie ahead.
All right. Well, that was a bunch of exposition. All right, we've got a number of data points in here. We've got 4. You are now in possession of information regarding the true nature and purpose of Project Zero Dawn, classified far above top secret. As such, we regret that you cannot be allowed to leave this facility. There are 3 options available to you at this point. Please consider each carefully. Trained counselors are standing by to assist you in making your choice. 1. Participation. You'll be assigned to a sub-project team based on your area of expertise. You should be aware that the way forward will be difficult and the project's outcome is uncertain. You'll be expected to work a minimum of 80 hours per week, and your communications with family members will be strictly limited and monitored in real time. Upon successful completion of the project, you and your immediate family, or 2 persons of your choosing, will be transferred to the Elysium sealed habitat to live out the remainder of your natural lives. 2. Indefinite detention. Should you choose to decline participation in Project Zero Dawn, you will be confined indefinitely. You will be given 48 hours to reconsider, after which your decision to refuse participation will be considered irrevocable. Every reasonable effort will be made to make your term of confinement as comfortable as possible, but you will not be permitted contact with the outside world, and death within 18 months due to the Pharaoh plague is inevitable. When the Zero Dawn facility is abandoned, detainees who wish not to opt for medical euthanasia will be released. And number 3, medical euthanasia. The information you have received understandably calls into the question the purpose of continuing to live. If you would prefer to end your life at this point, pain-free medical euthanasia is available. A 48-hour waiting period is required, during which time you may instead opt for participation or confinement. Please notify a counselor when you are ready to make your choice, or if you have further questions. Well, we've been given a fuck ton of plot here. Holy shit. Counselor Guidelines 2. For debriefing after Presentation 2, it is vitally important that candidates choose to participate in Project Zero Dawn voluntarily and knowingly, without additional coercion and without value judgment on the part of the counselor. Confirm for candidates that they were selected due to their skill sets and accomplishments. Emphasize that their dedicated participation in Zero Dawn will increase the project's chances of success. Frame participation in Zero Dawn as an opportunity to respond actively in the face of an overwhelming threat. Candidates may question the fairness of their selection. Validate such objections as normal, even admirable responses. Emphasize the value of candidates' expertise to the future, not just of humanity, but terrestrial life as a whole. Likewise, candidates may balk at the morality of extending their lifespans and those of loved ones beyond 0 day. Validate their hesitation. Acknowledge that, while the reward of Elysium is not fair, it will be earned. If possible, redirect their ethical misgivings toward the greater commitment to the project. When candidates challenge the plausibility of Project Zero Dawn, permit them to review Dr. Sobek's presentation as many times as they wish, and allow access to supplemental articles G01 through P20. Allow them to suspend the interview to fully process this documentation. A significant minority of candidates will elect for medical euthanasia. It is important to receive this decision kindly and without judgment. Advise them of the 48-hour waiting period, during which counselors will be available to discuss their decision. Emphasize that euthanasia will not occur without repeated consent when the procedure is scheduled to take place. No one will be euthanized against his or her will. Candidates who elect indefinite detention must be informed that they have 48 hours to reverse their decision, after which the decision is data corrupted. Alright. So there's 2. Number 3. And 4 are over yonder.
Can't be too prepared.
3, 4, and 5, apparently. Okay.
Of course I'll do it. To be given the opportunity to rebuild what the damage that I don't feel worthy of it, but I will do it, absolutely.
I want to stress that this was never about your culpability.
It is to me. Dr. Sobek, Margot, they were smart to get out of Pharaoh when they did, but not one of us took it as a warning sign. It just told ourselves they weren't cut out for the BTRI cabals. That's the better than rapid innovation. Better at competing, better than the next guy, a better killing machine. Isn't it just amazing how a century and a half of science fiction did nothing to swerve our species from the path of doom? I mean, I'm done with that life. I mean, I will work hard, twice as hard, to earn this, for my family to have a place in Elysium. I never thought that there could be atonement.
Okay.
If you're still nauseous. No, the inhibitors have kicked in. I can't feel the back of my tongue. I wish I could tell you I'd believe in this. But the damage is too great, too extensive, too complete. With all respect to Dr. Sobek's work at Miriam, no. No, life doesn't always find a way to keep going. Sometimes it never comes back. Like Syzygy East. Like the Congo. Like Timo. Like us. That's our reward? A buried city full of terminal patients waiting out the clock? You'd grow old together, with your loved ones, in safety. I don't have loved ones. I suppose I could start a family? I'm afraid not. All inhabitants of Elysium will be medically sterilized. A habitat capable of sustaining a starting base of 2,000 individuals for up to 100 years is a huge challenge, Dr. Alpert. If the population grows instead of diminishes, everyone will be dead inside 30 years. I knew it. I just couldn't bring myself to say the words. I'm sorry? Finish it. Medical euthanasia. I want no part of this. I just want it over. I see. Protocols require a 48-hour waiting period, after which...
Well...
Is he to make sure I behave this time?
Security. For your protection. Would you like to discuss how you're feeling?
Sure. I'll tell you. surprised. No, flabbergasted. Like my own man would say, flabbergasted. That vein pumping in his forehead. I thought you people were just completely underprepared for a spaceflight project. But now I can see it's worse. Much worse. Sobek is a total fantasist, a dangerous fantasist. He's kind of blue skying. It's... Jesus. I'm sorry we wasted each other's time. I'm ready to leave now.
I'm afraid that's not possible.
Everything you're talking about here isn't possible.
I recommend you read the documents regarding your options.
I've seen enough. I'm getting out of here. What did you... You don't... Get your hands off me!
Alright. Anything else? Ooh. What's in here? Obtain one stranded shackles. Interesting. But I cannot go any further? Oh. I can. But it doesn't appear. No, there's nothing in here worth planning or doing. It's just a place to explore. Okay. Alright. Well. That's all there is in here, I suppose. So we'll move into the next room momentarily. But before I do that, I am going to take a quick bathroom break. So I will be right back. Back we are. And let's pick up where we left off with this big, huge, throbbing exposition dump. So far, some of my suspicions and my theories on the story have come to pass.
Intruder! Get her!
Oh.
Whatever you do, don't die now.
I've done this before. Just need my focus.
Okay.
This'll do.
Nope. I don't want to do that. I want to search the thing. And we've got a data point. At least one. There's a couple of them up here. Okay.
Now, those lame FBI black hats at Mockingbird back in the day? I enjoyed schooling them. But maybe I went in too hard on this poor counselor. She was cute, and just going down a checklist after all. Couldn't expect her to see how ridiculous Zero D's ambitions are. God's own budget thrown at a kid playing with a hologram sculptor? Palms up, honey. I'm just calling it like it is. Hey, look, Mom, I'm making nature. Now, if nature is so important, why not let nature take its course? Extinction? That's natural. Zero Dawn? No, ma'am, that ain't. Heck, it's so unnatural it'd be called an abomination back home, and you know it. That's why you're hiding it. Meanwhile, my little honey of a counselor, she's munching the inside of her cheek. Bad habit. She chewed one of her nails, too, just one. Not your day, was it, little sweet pea? Saw her quota slipping away. Said, I assume you intend to decline the assignment, Mr. Tate. You kidding me? 18 months hard labor in exchange for 30 years lounging around Elysium watching porn? Sign me up.
Ha!
Zero Dawn. It is art, in a way. An expression on the grandest scale. But there is so much unfairness. Why was I chosen? Was it decided by committee? By algorithm? My family will be saved because I happen to graduate in art history? Is this right?
Dr. Sauvé? Christina Sauvé?
Yes. I met a man, another historian. His fields are Bauhaus and the New Materialists. But he once attended one of my talks. Another unfair chance. Of all the many people in that auditorium, that we should both be here now. And yet, I feel more accepting of my fate. No, it is not fair, not at all. But for the sake of my family, for the sake of art. Art is alive. It must be able to speak from beyond history and echo in the future, not perish into oblivion. This opportunity, I must do this.
You know, if my art degree winds up being needed to save the Earth, I will think that'd be like the ultimate poetic reward.
I hashed it out with them, what the point of Artemis was. I made it clear I wasn't on board for a global zoo. We haven't exactly proved ourselves to be great custodians in the past few thousand years. So the idea of a reconstituted biosphere, well, it's horrifying, isn't it? A complete horror show. We have no right to take a best guess at this stuff. But the alternative? Nothingness. For there to have been all this and then nothing. And with Charles Ronson running the show, I respect him. He's got a passion to him. He's hot-blooded. So I said I'll do it. I'll put my all into this, literally. When the project is done, I'll take the medical option, thank you. Counselor said I might change my mind. I told him that he didn't know me very well then. For life's sake, I'll do the dirty work. But I want no part of this pathetic attenuated future on offer. I'm an outdoors man. Never did like the feel of solid-state lighting on my skin. And a wee bit of a claustrophobe, anyway.
Here we go. Another one of these. Need to find the right configuration.
Alright, but before I do that, there's still one more data point.
Hey, I'm done with Brett's incompetence, okay? Somehow, he managed to install an H-emitter node backwards. Everything's in reverse. I don't get paid to clean up Brett's messes. If you want it fixed, send him up to storage for a new emitter, not me. Parker out.
Okay. Clue was everything's in reverse. So, if it's in reverse, Well, wait a minute. Hold on. Actually, that's what I wanted to do. Yep. No? Okay. Right. Down. Left. Up. Left. Okay. Maybe not then. Hear that again?
Hey, I'm done with Brett's incompetence, okay? Somehow, he managed to install an H-emitter node backwards. Everything's in reverse. I don't get paid to clean up Brett's messes. If you want it fixed, send him up to storage for a new emitter, not me. Parker out.
Okay. Settings transposed. Oh, okay. Okay.
Done. I should check the door nearby.
Okay. Yes. Flipped upside down, but I need to find apparently another power cell. Okay.
Found one. Looks intact.
Okay. Oop. Sure.
That should do the trick.
All right, so everything.
That door open.
It's in reverse. Okay, so that goes down. That goes left. That is up. That stays as is. That goes to the right. And the last one goes down.
That did it. Door should have power.
Now to see what lies beyond it.
More plot. Well.
Eclipse. They're here.
Avoid contact.
Lines look good.
Gaia. It's up there. Second floor.
Can you reach it?
So much for avoiding contact.
more than one.
That's the last of them.
Alert. H-lock structural failure. Repeat.
Or not.
We got intruder.
We're getting picked off!
There you are.
Room's clear. For a moment, anyway.
Then get moving. You have to find Gaia.
Meh. Alright, while I'm continuing to do Silent's dirty work, there are a number of data points. Get me that sweet, sweet, sweet exposition. Nope. Yeah, Silence deserves it.
Hello, I'm Margot Shen, and this is Hephaestus. As the name might tip you off, this is going to be the subordinate function that Gaia will use to make lots and lots of robots. Her personal forge. Except, it's not that simple. So you probably noticed that only about a third of you are robotics engineers. The rest, experts in machine cognition, virtual heuristics, that stuff. Well, that's because we aren't going to be the ones designing and building robots. The last thing we want is to burden Gaia with a bunch of outmoded 21st century designs. Waste of time. Our purpose is to empower Gaia to build the robots, and not just build, imagine, from scratch. Any robot she needs, for any conceivable purpose, designed and fabricated at a snap of a finger. Hers. Her finger. So, Hephaestus isn't really the forge. It's more like the knowledge of craft and ingenuity of a mastersmith to wield the hammer. Encoded as software. Virtual creativity made real. Gaia's already learning. In simulation, she's doing some very creative things with fractal assembly and animal morphologies. Her designs aren't about to win the Liam Prize anytime soon, but hey, everyone has to start somewhere. So, yes, time to get started. Let's do this.
I don't get it.
Which part? It's a little technical at places.
If Gaia was designed to save life, why would the robots it makes attack people?
Perhaps it loves some forms of life more than others.
The derangement. The machines weren't always so angry.
True. Mostly they were docile until 10, 15 years ago.
For years, Hephaestus has been forcing cauldrons to make aggressive machines. I've seen it myself, in the cauldrons. Stalkers, Ravagers, the Thunderjaw. How could it do that? And why?
Why indeed?
Simulation results. You weren't kidding about Gaia's predilection for animal morphology. Sure, not totally unexpected given the rough natural terrain her bots will have to navigate, but I agree that there's something deeper going on here. Her designs aren't just functional. They almost feel, well, tributes is the word that comes to mind. As though she's already mourning her loss. And not just for the disappearing fauna of our time, but creatures from the fossil record too. References to megafauna in some of her designs. So cool! Well, whatever Gaia thinks up, Hephaestus will empower to build it. I just wish we could still be around in a century or two to see what she makes. Just one data point. Second data point. From Elizabeth Sobek. Margot, if I doubted your brilliance in the slightest, I wouldn't have picked you as the Hephaestus Alpha. You need to stop worrying about your age and communication style. You are who you are. Have confidence in yourself. You know what you're doing. Case in point, the latest draft of your plan for the construction and stocking of bootstrap silos to store raw materials is excellent. This, combined with your design for the AM Foundry Core and the Foundry Site Selection Plan, add up to a comprehensive plan. It's time to start construction. One detail. Consult with Aomide Okilo before you finalize the silo inventories. Hephaestus' first task will be to fabricate the robots that will construct the waveform broadcast towers Minerva will use to transmit the deactivation codes. So any exotic materials needed for the tower should be accounted for in the inventory plan. Okay. Great hollow projector.
Hello, I'm Margot Shen, and this is Hephaestus. As the name might tip you off, this is going to be the subordinate function that Gaia will use to make lots and lots of robots. Her personal forge. Except, it's not that simple. So you probably noticed that only about a third of you are robotics engineers.
Can't get there yet. Okay. 21 paces away. Ah, okay.
I think this is it. Elizabeth Sobek's office. But it's sealed off. There's got to be a way inside.
Keep looking.
More Eclipse.
Careful now.
Ooh, a bunch of them. Okay. And a whole crapload of data points to be had. More exposition! I wonder, what's in my Wonder Ball? Projector.
Welcome to Apollo, the collective memory of the human species and the wellspring of knowledge for future generations. I am Samina Ebaji. Until recently, I was director of the International Collective Memory Institute in New Tehran. As a heritage professional, I devoted my career to the preservation of human knowledge, creative endeavor, and cultural achievement. Apollo is, therefore, the ultimate embodiment of a lifelong passion, albeit under the very worst circumstances imaginable. The challenges before us are immense. Specifically, we will have to design and implement 4 major initiatives simultaneously. First, the construction of data repositories in cradle facilities around the world ensuring redundancy. Second, the collection and processing of a projected 180 million discrete data entries. 42 zettabytes of data in Mandarin, English, Spanish, and Arabic. Third, the transferal and encoding of all that data onto DNA encapsulated in synthetic fossils. The only medium capacious and durable enough to safeguard it without degradation for the centuries to come. And last, but not least, the development of the holographic interface and gamified curricula. by which future humans will commune with Apollo, progressively unlocking heuristic learning modules, leveling up their knowledge and skills they will need to take control of the terraforming system. That is the future towards which all of our efforts will be directed. Not just the preservation of the past, but the seed for the flourishing of a new tree of knowledge. Welcome, and let us begin.
You are encapsulated DNA. And the winner is encapsulated DNA. Over the past 10 days, I performed an exhaustive review of data storage solutions. Magnetic, optical, quantum, even that eternity tech that FAS was shilling a year or so ago. But every other solution has one or more fatal shortcomings. Too heavy to transport, too massive to install in the allotted space, too power intensive over the centuries, too prone to failure past 300, 400 years, etc. Encapsulated DNA will easily hold the 40 plus zettabytes we're projecting for Apollo. There are still many details to finalize, of course. To start with, we'll need to select the inert material in which we'll embed the molecules. Already testing 16 candidate materials, as well as design and fabricate the power systems and sealed reliquaries that will keep the DNA at minus 18 degrees Celsius for 1,000 plus years. So long as I assure you that it didn't factor into my decision, may I confess that I deem it entirely fitting, indeed propitious, that we'll be using the very building blocks of life to preserve human knowledge from mechanized extinction? It's not just ironic, but heroic. Life as the hero beating back the forces of oblivion. In any case, much to do. Until next time, peace be with you, Samina. Apollo update. Over the past 2 months, the full benefit of our procurement and a copy of the Homer archive from Far Zenith has made itself known, and as a result, all of Apollo's key deliverables are on schedule. Apollo has already surpassed 40 million discrete data entries and continues to grow. The physical science modules are effectively complete, with soft science modules close behind. World history, cultural data, and media archives are also on schedule. Language preservation is wrapping up a bit ahead of schedule, due to falling short of our goal to preserve 4,500 languages. I suppose the tragic early loss of Papua New Guinea doomed that goal from the outset, with attendant curricula development about to begin. Speaking of the heuristic curricula, they're performing well in testing, with children and adolescents demonstrating high levels of engagement and with and trust in the Aristotle and Aspasia personae. Personally, I find them highly engaging, especially when they debate. I wish half my professors had been so entertaining. Peace be with you, Selena. She very much enjoyed her job. Ah, now comes the fun part. Come on, start walking back.
All of this lost. The ancients' greatest gift to us.
Greatest? How about the fact we exist at all?
To abide in ignorance is a curse, Aloy. You of all people should know that.
I'm not here.
Alright, well.
Someone slaughtered one of us!
Just one? I mean, I'll pick you off one by one if I must.
I lost her!
And you hit yourself. You ran into your own bomb. Brilliant. That was like original Metal Gear Solid levels of hilarity.
Focus your fire.
Come on.
That's the last of them. On once more.
In what should have been a cave of wonders.
A lot of resource boxes I'm racking up here. Okay. So this was where all the data was, all the data for human history was stored, and it has apparently been lost. That's kind of depressing, to be brutally honest. Apparently there's a data point above, so let's get it. Medicine pouch full. Wow. Yeah, you're right. Actually, Kara's testimonial.
Dr. Sobek, please archive this testimonial in Apollo. Cross-reference to all mentions of my name and Operation Enduring Victory. My name is General Aaron Harris. From 2060 to 2066, I served as the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, the highest-ranked officer of the United States Armed Forces. The tenure of my command included strategic planning and oversight of Operation Enduring Victory, a falsehood perpetrated on the civilian populations of the United States and other nations during the last 14 months of life on this planet. Before the Pharaoh Plague, I did my job and did it well. I was bold and decisive, crafty in political maneuvers. It wasn't an accident that I rose to my position. It wasn't an accident that I rose to my position and became the commander of the largest mechanized force ever assembled. But to what end? My only lasting achievement was the extinction of life on Earth. And my one redeeming act, if any, was to delay that extinction by days or weeks, by throwing more death at it. It is my hope that there will be no need for men like me in the world to come. If you are one of the people of that future world listening to this message, please know that I am sorry and that I wish you well. Sincerely, Aaron Harris.
3 more data points coming.
Welcome to Hades, Zero Dawn's extinction failsafe protocol, the ultimate killer app. Now, I know what you're thinking. The purpose of Gaia is to resurrect life. So why give her a subordinate function, only purpose of which is to wipe out life all over again? I mean, what? Just plumb crazy, ain't it? Well, no, it isn't. Reconstituting a biosphere? That's a tall order. Tech smart as Gaia may be, odds are she won't get it right the first time. I mean, imagine you're Gaia, 200 years from now, and this new biosphere growing, it's all gone wrong. Alkalines are skyrocketing, coniferous forests eroding under the lash of superstorms that would have drowned Noah. It's chaos. Spinning top that won't stop wobbling. Now what are you gonna do? Release phase 1 organisms into that hot mess? Hope their CO2 and methane can balance out what you got started? Hell no. What you're gonna do, Gaia, is step aside while Hades takes over and does what you're just too darn nurturing and life-loving to do, which is burn that misbegotten mess of a biosphere to the ground so Gaia can start over. Okay, not burn, more like reverse terraforming operations and suffocate it. But you get the idea. Hades takes the biosphere back to zero. Square one, blank slate. And then, only then, does it hand the steering wheel back to Gaia and say, try again, old girl. And better this time, or we'll have to do this again. That's Hades. It's pretty badass when you think about it. Extinction on demand. Death on speed dial. All for the greater good, of course, but still, kind of metal. So welcome to Hades. Welcome to the void.
Okay, so if that's the original purpose of Hades, why does it want me extinct?
We need more data.
And how does it end up in the wreckage of a Pharaoh Titan, getting worshipped by the Eclipse like some kind of god?
I'm learning as you are, Aloy. Keep searching.
Boys' complaints. Color me confounded, Lizzie. Bashcore? Anyone who says the old TT codes to Bashcore is straight up lying, and you know it. Old Trav don't have no truck with commercialized razzle-dazz, nuh-uh. Heck, I'd rather guzzle a liter of Ciderum runoff than listen to Grey Swarm for 30 seconds. Hand to God and swear on my mama's grave. And she was religious! No, they ain't Bashcore blasting the Hades lab, shaking the walls, rattling folks' teeth. It's death metal, girl! Classical music! 80s and 90s mostly. Got me some Dutch deathcore, some Japanese gore grind, some Swedish cannibal-themed stuff too. Stop by if you want to listen. Or heck, just come within 50 meters of the lab. Ain't no Bashcore you'll see, or hear rather, in the screech that rends the air, and feel in the throbbing pulse of the floor and walls and ceilings swallowing you up like you was Jonah trapped in the gullet of gothic deathfish. Hallelujah! As for those requests to turn it down, no can do, Lizzie. This is how I code. Turn down my death metal, might as well give up stimulants, chocolate malts, and industrial accident vids. Last I heard we were supposed to be coding Hades down here. Am I really supposed to code an extinction protocol without death metal to inspire me? Nah, I don't think so. Stay cool, Trav. I don't know, I kind of think after reading that, I'm like... I'm looking at that and I'm going... yep. You're right there. You're right there with him, Winged. I know. If we had Wyatt still on here, we'd be putting like German death metal, Hades Protocol. Tate here just popped 3 blues, but I earned it. Finally figured out a Goldilocks solution to Gaia's rather extreme executive authority. If that ain't worth 10 to 12 hours of dream time, what is? For this, every usurpation protocol I designed failed in simulation because it was either too hard or too soft. Too hard, and it degraded the Gaia core. Sure, it pried her figurative fingers off the figurative driving wheel so Hades could take control, but by breaking her fingers, sometimes her arms too, so that couldn't fly. Everything depends on Gaia taking control back after Hades has done his business, so we had to find a solution that didn't leave Gaia any worse for the wear. Too soft, and Gaia only pretended to relinquish control. In simulation after simulation, Hades would take command of the terraforming system and reverse operations, only to have Gaia lurk in the background, quietly re-reversing processes and falsifying telemetry to hide its interference. Sneaky! I swear, ain't nothing Gaia wouldn't do to keep life going, even when it's just simulated plant life. Turns out the just right solution is to isolate Gaia in a protective code shell, preserving its integrity, and then unseat it from command position so that Hades can slip into the figurative captain's chair and work its magic. Those blues are coming on pretty strong now, so I'm not really describing it so clear, but pretty sure it'll work. Yeah, those blues are plenty strongs. Guess it's time to sleep in bed. I'll back to it tomorrow, alligators. One more data point here. Yep, there it is. Archive abuse. Mr. Tate, this mail concerns Apollo Archive submission 000238876. Your 666th submission in just 5 days, and oh, what a doozy. Despite earlier warnings regarding inappropriate materials, you chose to submit 265 holographic remasters of acknowledged classics of extreme exploitation cinema. Allow me, then, to thank you on 2 counts. For one, for giving me the pleasure of rejecting your submission, thereby consigning your favorite Eastern European torture flicks and their ilk to the dust heap of oblivion. It truly warms my heart to know that I have saved future humanity from the ordeal of experiencing not just one, but all 16 installments of making a millipede. Don't worry, the Pasolini material has already been preserved. Extreme perhaps, but art. 2, for clarifying a concept that has so long been ambiguous and ethically fraught for archivists such as myself, the definition of obscenity. You have freed me from the subjective quagmire embodied in Judge Potter's famous utterance, I know it when I see it. Thanks to you, I can now apply a single objective criterion. If Travis Tate submitted it, it's obscene. Accordingly, I have directed Apollo staff to summarily reject all of your future submissions sight unseen. Perhaps you might invest the time you would have spent preparing further submissions on, I don't know, your assigned work? We have a world to save after all, or the rest of us do anyway. Dr. Samina Badji. Oops! Alright. We press on.
Looks like the only way onwards.
Hollow projector.
Welcome to Eleuthia, the crown and king of Gaia's subordinate functions. For it is by Eleuthia that the human race will continue to exist. I am Patrick Brochard-Klein, the Alpha in charge of this program. Now let one thing be perfectly clear from the outset. Eleuthia is not a genetic engineering project. Our goal is to preserve the human genome, not alter it. A snapshot of human genetic diversity, literally frozen in time. The genetic quintessence of our species, unmodified. Under my watch, our activities and initiatives will comply with the 2034 clone provisions and the 2048 Rally Accords. Now that may seem a quaint, even trivial concern to you in light of present circumstances. But, as one of the authors of the Accords, it is far from trivial to me. The practical challenges before us are staggering in scope and complexity, but not insurmountable. No. Global collation and provisional storage of zygotes, perfection of exogenic technologies, design and perfection of servitors, to provide nurture and inculcation during early child development. All of these program components must and will proceed in tandem. To say nothing of the breakneck construction of cradle facilities at sites around the world. So, si vous êtes prêts, let us begin.
Chambers. The exogenic chambers arrived 2 days ago. I've spent the last 36 hours examining them and poring over technical documentation. They're a revelation, astonishing. I don't know what you had to give Far Zenith in trade to get these chambers, but it was worth it. In a single leap, their embryologists have vaulted past 50 years of technological shortcomings. The risks of ECMO, resolved. Nutrition delivery, resolved. Hormonal stability, resolved. 12 other risks areas, resolved. Before I examine these chambers, I consider the Odyssey to be a fool's errand, but if the rest of FZ's technology is at this level, well, human colony around Sirius doesn't seem so impossible after all. Mass fabrication of the chambers will present a number of challenges, but I'm confident they can be resolved. I'm going to rest for a few hours and then get back to it. Expect a fabrication plan within 48 hours. PPK. So these are where the people were stored. Or to create.
Are these what I think they are?
Artificial wombs. Machines to spawn a new generation of human beings.
Cradle Servitor Personae. Development of the artificial personae for Cradle Servitors, Nurture, Disciplinarian Healer continues at a good pace. We are targeting Turing 0.4 for these constructs. This should allow low-grade empathy and limited improvisation without undermining adherence to codified behavior sets. The stimulus-driven switching of personae, however, is proving to be a greater software challenge than anticipated, especially concerning our entrenched feedback loops between the Disciplinarian and Healer personae. I've also attached the reports from an incident where a servitor running the mother personae intervened on a disciplinarian servitor's behavior. A parental argument, if you will. Amusing at first glance, perhaps, but deeply concerning. I've attached a comprehensive plan for correcting these interactive protocol shortcomings in just Data Corrupted. Okay. One more data point in here. Eleuthia 01 was successfully sealed before the swarm advancing across Yinjiang province could... can't even pronounce that. Province could detect it. Pingback from crucial systems is good, for our maiden voyage a success. Regards my disputes with the betas over zygote selection. Of course, I understand how we have limited overhead to run simulations of gene flow in our future humans. We can all agree there is margin for refinement in future cradle populations. In addition to personally overseeing completion of Eleuthia 02 in the side mountain Muli, I will formulate and propose a modified zygote selection plan within the week. That is all the data points in here. This is fascinating. And I have to go up there. I believe. Yep. I thought I just saw some stairs. So we're preserving people in this room.
Cradle facilities. Elizabeth said a new generation of humans would be spawned inside such places.
She did.
All Mother Mountain. It was one of them?
There's only one way to be sure.
The hatch wouldn't open. Something about a corrupted audio registry. I need to search Elizabeth's office.
Yep. Up we go. Anything else? More data points. Okay.
Looks like it used to hold something. Some component that got removed.
Oh, that's one data point. Dialogue.
You will undergo a brief period of unconsciousness during relocation to Prime and final instatement.
Elizabeth, may I speak outside protocol?
When you're back up and running at the new site, we'll bring the subordinate functions online and see where we stand.
Elizabeth, I detect distress. Are you all right?
I'm fine.
I realize that circumstances compel us to launch earlier than we hoped, but all subsystems are operational. The odds stand in our favor.
But what if... Gaia, there's nothing left out there. You can't even survive unless you're wearing an environmental suit. There are billions dead, in fear and agony. What if it was all for nothing?
Elizabeth, extinction was inevitable. Thanks to you, life will have a future.
You really believe that?
I believe in you, Elizabeth. In you, all things.
Interesting. And at that point, that simulation, Gaia is operational.
Us would benefit from antilopinae morphologies, though caprid forms show superior load-bearing capability.
You're a quick study, Gaia.
Dr. Sobek, as I have conducted this comparative analysis of mammalian morphologies, I've gathered extensive data on the quaternary extinction event.
Oh? And your assessment? Gaia?
Logically speaking, the extinction was a natural consequence.
And yet...
I find the loss of megafaunal species unaccountably sad. That they passed forever into oblivion causes me to experience a grief that is difficult to describe. Am I malfunctioning?
No, Gaia, you're not. This is good. It's very good.
One more data point, looks like. Where are you? Here somewhere. Right there.
Pure logic won't cut it, Ted. To pull this off, Gaia's going to need to have some skin in the game. It has to care.
What if it runs amok? Have we learned nothing from our mistakes?
Your mistakes, I think you mean?
All I'm saying is, give it a kill switch.
She was just born, Ted. I'm not gonna put a gun to her head while she's still in the cradle.
You talk like it's a child. What if it becomes a monster?
Elizabeth, may I speak outside protocol?
Of course, Gaia, go on.
I'm sorry to contradict you, but Mr. Farrow's argument is sound. At this point, the development of my psyche is not entirely predictable. To ensure preservation of life, a hardwired override is, I believe, a necessary safeguard.
There. Satisfied, Ted?
Jeez, Liz, just do what it says.
Oh, Ted. Oh, Ted. Ted. Alright. Where is my entrance? Right here, presumably. Yep. So, I will not be saving until the next save point, because obviously I have not found one in a good long time, so... We are in her office. I'm excited and kind of slightly dreading the plot dump that's about to happen. Odyssey has failed. Some terrible news, I'm afraid. Far Zenith has informed me that the Odyssey mission has failed. Last night, telemetry indicated that a catastrophic antimatter containment failure as the drive spun up to depart the solar system. The ship, its crew, its cargo of zygotes and seed, and its alpha build of Apollo were all lost. Zero Dawn is now the only hope for the continuation of human species and earthly life. We must succeed. Ooh. Oh boy. Artemis status. It's coming along, Liz. I'm positive about it, if those words can still mean anything. Had my sleeves rolled up negotiating with frozen zoos for their samples. So many species trapped in ghoulish hologram dioramas suspended in what-ifs. More than 14,000 that went extinct between 2000 and 2043. We've started mapping out primary succession, selecting the pioneer organisms for a balanced and sustainable biosphere. Microorganisms and insects, rabbits and hawks, foxes and wolves. Thousands more that will have to wait their turn until our new generation can be entrusted with the duty of restoring them, so they can return to a world that, this time, will understand the concept of conservation before it's too late. There's already been too many too lates. We lost a whole collection team during the swarm breakthrough in Myanmar. The samples we lost were, well, irreplaceable. But thanks to you, Liz, the circle of life will bend, not break. The Earth was a lifeless rock before, and someday it will be again. But not now, not like this. Not on our watch. Okay. all the data points in here. Let's do the thing.
The Alpha Registry master file.
Intact?
Yeah. No signs of corruption.
Then what are you waiting for? Copy the file.
With this, I can restore the registry at the hatch inside Allmother. Open it. Go inside.
And grasp the secrets within.
Where I was born. Maybe who gave birth to me.
Who? Are you really so naive? There will be no who waiting for you there, Aloy. Whatever birthed you into the world was a what, not a who.
You bastard.
Oh no, I had a legitimate birth. It's you, Aloy, who are the creation of a machine. But what kind of machine and why? Why were you created?
Eclipse.
You need to get out of there. What you found is too valuable. You're too valuable.
Still alive. Good. I have a more suitable death in mind for you, child. My entire life, I've always known one thing with prophetic certainty. That I was destined for glory as a great champion of the sun. Even when Jiran was murdered, even when Meridian fell, I never doubted my destiny. Until you came along. When I heard that you had survived, a doubt took root in my mind. As sure as the sun rises and falls each day, those I am bade to kill die. And yet I failed. How? Why? With each dig site you attacked, each loyal soldier you killed, this pestering doubt grew. It grew when High Priest Bahavas went missing. And when the true Sun King Itamen was snatched away. It not only grew, but multiplied. I kept thinking of the moment my knife pierced your throat. One twist, a simple tug of the blade, and you would have bled out. In slaughter, I am a practiced hand. So why hesitate? Why fail my destined purpose?
Interesting.
I guess even a monster like you can have a glimmer of conscience. You didn't kill me right away. Turn your face to the sun, child. Dressing up murder as religious sacrifice so you could feel better about it?
No. I never doubted the righteousness of killing you. And yet, your words touch close to the truth. In my heart, I deemed the order to kill you unworthy of me. You were just a savage girl. So I thought at the time. Even still, I aimed to kill you, and yet did not. This failing troubled my thoughts, haunted every step. It was only when I captured you, down in that place, that I finally glimpsed the sun's design etched at length across the course of events. You were meant to survive that day on the mountain. Meant to interfere at dig sites and kill my men. Meant to eliminate High Priest Bahavas. Meant to snatch Itamen away. Conversely, I was meant to capture you. Here. So that you might die as a sacrificial offering to the sun. Everything as it was meant to be. Predestined and preordained.
Some destiny. You're following orders, not some grand cosmic design. You're a puppet, with Hades yanking the strings. A pawn pushed around by larger forces. It'd be laughable if there weren't so much killing involved. Hades is an ancient machine, not the buried shadow of Karja myth. It doesn't care about Meridian. It wants to kill everything and everyone. And you are its dutiful slave.
I serve not the buried shadow, but the sun in shadow. All halves of nature joined to one cause. Shadow to sun, dark to light.
Do you really not hear how ridiculous that sounds? You've gone from serving an insane homicidal Sun King to an insane homicidal machine. You're moving down in the world, not up.
I'll remember those words as I watch your corpse burn. Whatever's left of it. You fail to grasp the point. As surely as you've been conquered, so has all doubt. And with certainty of belief comes unstoppable force.
Then against the cage and put your faith to the test. See if things work out like you expect.
The circle has closed. Every element is in its proper place. Exactly where it belongs. The errant beast, now caged, will serve her true purpose. A sacrificial animal. Oh, speaking of sacrifice, I forgot to tell you. After you crashed the Eclipse network, I sent messengers into the east to rally the forces there and mount an invasion of the sacred land. I ordered every Nora killed. I was hoping to catch you there, but alas, it all seems to have been unnecessary.
Why butcher dozens of innocents for no gain? It's a waste of effort.
You're right. I won't even be there to enjoy it. In any case, I couldn't recall the order even if I wished to. Thanks to your destruction of the network, communication over distances is impossible. You not only doomed yourself, but an entire tribe. Do we not see the scorching judgment of the sun in these events? Your focus, such a powerful device, isn't it? And yet, so fragile. So you see, this time, I did not hesitate. The knife has already been twisted.
Oh, now you've pissed her off.
Karja faithful, rejoice! Our years in shadow are over. A new dawn trembles on the horizon. A new day, soon to break. And when it does, the false Sun King will be dead, and Holy Meridian ours once more. In this, I have become an instrument of prophecy. All halves of nature joined to one cause. Shadow to sun, light to dark, night to day. Behold! Hold your seats! Can you not see the proof of the sun's blessing before your eyes? How else could shadows such as these prowl in broad light of day? Were they not approved by the sun and joined to our cause? Many years ago, to consecrate this great ring, the Radiant Turon ordered many faithless, crushed beneath the hooves of the behemoth. Mighty is the behemoth in the eye of the sun, but it is mightier still, infused with the power of shadow. Let this one, who schemed and slithered, be the first to die. Let her be the first of thousands!
I get the impression that, you know, the necklace of bullets he's wearing around his neck is like a Trump lover's wet dream.
I'll never beat that thing without weapons. My weapons are up on the platform. There's no way out of this ring.
Alright.
Maybe I could use its strength against it. That pillar's weak. Another hit, and that pillar will come down. Gotta get out of the way. He's coming. It's down.
All right.
Hey! Guess who got our weapons back? Now you're just a big dumb target. Come and get it!
That's right. I don't have a focus anymore.
Those components on the sides of its head. They've got something to do with its lift attacks. Maybe those carcasses have parts I can use.
About halfway down. quite a level up. But getting close. Oh, that was a level up. Okay.
Silence!
Right now, Aloy, fire. While he's pontificating, just...
Shadows, kill her! Kill her!
Why leave it to them? Come get me yourself!
Oh! Finally! We're gonna put him to some good use. Silence actually gets on board. Good! Silence actually does something. Nice! Where's the middle finger? Okay.
So you're here. Really here. You risked your life.
Of course I did. If you'd been killed, the Nora's sacred mountain would never have given up its secrets.
Too bad you wasted your time, then. Helis destroyed my focus. And the Alpha Registry with it.
Not at all. The whole time I've been monitoring your focus, I've duplicated every data file you scanned. Installing that data to a new focus was trivially easy. Happy birthday, Isaac. Daddy sure does love his little big man.
You're really good at making it impossible to like you, Silence. But I guess I need this.
It's time to see where you were born. Maybe you'll even learn why.
Yeah. Meet the machine that birthed me into this world. Isn't that how you put it?
I'll be off.
Wait.
Yes?
How did you track my location when I wasn't wearing a focus?
Really, Aloy? It doesn't take a genius to surmise that Helis would throw you into the Sun Ring at high noon. I wore out 2 striders getting here in time, but I did. Now be on your way.
Since when can you override machines?
Ever since you discovered the technique. I had to destroy a corruptor to obtain the necessary parts, of course. But your example showed me how to do that as well. Yet another benefit of monitoring your activities through your focus. Truth be told, the underlying logic of the technique isn't so different from rites practiced by Banuk shamans. Though, of course, far more advanced.
Great. You're welcome, I guess. Helis recognized you back in the Sun Ring. You told me that you'd assisted the Eclipse. Not that you knew the man who killed my... who almost killed me.
So now you know. The man is a serious threat. So let's do all we can to make sure that he and Hades don't succeed.
Right. I'll be on my way. To make matters worse, Helis ordered an Eclipse detachment to attack the Nora Sacred Land. The tribe's already weak. They won't stand a chance. You should come with me.
Well, absolutely not. I have preparations to make elsewhere.
What kind of... Why do I bother asking? You're not gonna tell me.
When the time is right, I'll be in touch. I'll contact you later. In the meantime, should you need to return to Shadow Karja territory, I brought armor to conceal your identity.
You think of everything, don't you?
One of us has to.
Ha!
Aloy, when you were recovering the Alpha Registry down in the Zero Dawn bunker, I was needlessly cruel. For your sake, I hope there is someone waiting there for you inside the mountain. Not a what, but a who. Yeah!
Alright. We have reached level 44. We have completed the main quest. A main quest. So there's skill points and a level up in there. 11,000 experience points. New main quest is now the Heart of the Nora, which is going to go right back to where I started the game. But we have gone almost 3.5 hours, so I'm gonna find myself a... Go to All Mother. Find myself a campfire and call it a night. Where's the closest one to me? Not in Sunfall. That's, well, I don't want to go to Sunfall. Yeah, the closest one's right there. I'll just pop on over. And what's this new thing he gave me? Ah! Nice. Stranded shackles. Okay. Now we are 3/4 of the way through the game, like to get to 100%. So, and I've got some skills, so let's do that first before I call it a night. Strike from below, strong strike. I like that one. Combat override, mount repair, machine repair, dismount strike. I've got 5, so I can update 2. So let's update you. And let's go to strong strike. So let's save and go to that campfire. That is where we are going to say goodnight. Let's save it here. Because we did a ton. So that is going to do it for me this evening. Thank you for spending some of your Friday evening with me. Hopefully I gave you a nice break from the election fuckery going on. And we will pick this up probably not Monday night, because this Monday I have a D&D game. So I will not be streaming Monday night. So you'll be seeing me again, very likely, Wednesday evening. Next Wednesday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So hopefully we have an election winner by then. But in the meantime, enjoy your weekend. Again, thank you so much for stopping by. If you like what you see and you haven't already, give me a follow. It'd be really appreciated. And this stream will be going up on YouTube probably at some point this weekend. So, and Wednesday, it just occurred to me, Wednesday is Veterans Day in the U.S. That's a state holiday, so it might be a little bit of a longer stream because that's a day off for me. So I might start a little earlier. Who knows? But at the very least, you'll definitely see me at least Wednesday evening. So have a great weekend. Stay healthy. Stay safe. Wear a fucking mask. I mean it. COVID's going up again because everyone's stupid. Wear a fucking mask. Enjoy your weekend. I'll see you next week. Night, everyone.